non-Power 7. So we're calling this the Power 7 now. But outside of the Power 6 and the Mountain West, which teams have a chance to get an at-large bid? And for me, I wrote down 9 teams in kind of 3 tiers of 3 each. So the definites right now, I'd say Dayton, FAU, and St. Mary's. The ones with a legitimate chance, but they need to prove more, Indiana State, Gonzaga, and I put Grand Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
And then they are not in at all right now, but they could have an exceptional end to the regular season, maybe an upset loss in the conference tournament and sneak in. I put 3 more teams, SMU, Drake, and James Madison. So I'll let either of you guys take the conversation away, but I just wanted to set the stage with that.
Yeah, what's your opinion on McNeese State?
Maybe you could put McNeese State in that last tier. Didn't they have a pretty bad loss recently, though?
Yeah, but so did Indiana State, and that's where I'm because Indiana State, I don't believe, has beaten much of anyone. Grand Canyon is the answer in terms of the key one, in my opinion, because they have that win over San Diego State, and no one has that. No one has that win, not even St. Mary's and not even really Dayton.
So I look at McNeese, and I mean, the big thing for me is I've got my spreadsheet up. I mean, they're just outside the top 50 in the net. They're 1-0 in quad 1, and they're 2-2 in quad 2. That's pretty good for that level of play to be 3-2 in quad 1 and 2 games. And their worst ranking in the metrics I look at is 61st in KenPom. They're top 50 in BPI and SOR. So I feel like McNeese is checking off all the boxes. I'll throw Samford at you too. I know they just had a bad loss, but when it comes down to it, they're still 23-4. Like if they win out in the regular season, make it to their conference championship and lose by 2 points, I think that would probably mean that they'd be like 29-5, 30-5. Like I know that we've kept teams like that out before, but the SoCon is also one of those mid-major conferences that gets a little bit more love than other teams. But I feel like UNC Greensboro was a team that was left out one year with like 5 or 6 losses. So I'm hesitant on Samford. I'm hesitant on like an Akron. Like I feel like 6 losses already, and if they get a 7th playing in the MAC, probably not going to make it. I'll throw one more at you though. What about VCU? Because I saw them live, and like they look like a tournament team to me, and they play in the A10. And I'm throwing out a huge like if here, but if they win out in the regular season, then at 17-8 right now, they would finish 23-8. That would include a win over Richmond and Dayton on the road.
Yeah, but
conference tournament?
McNeese beat VCU.
Yeah. Plus,
is that a bad loss though?
That's I don't like why at that point why you put VCU over McNeese.
And VCU already beat Dayton too. They already did beat them once, so that could be 2 wins over Dayton.
In the way that I think McNeese and like Samford is superior to the rest of their conference, I don't think VCU is superior to the rest of the A10 in that way. So I think they will like lose. I think it's likely they lose like 2 or 3 more games anyway. That's why I'm like not really having the conversation.
Actually, VCU, like it's funny, they actually played McNeese and Samford in the like their first 2 games. It's kind of funny. Like they played these teams that just happened to have like 3-4 losses. But I mean, they've just been playing so great lately. I don't know. Like they caught my eye when I watched them, and
I will say I don't feel really great about any of these teams though. Like usually there's a couple of mid majors where like those can win a couple games, right? But even like St. Mary's, like is St. Mary's actually that good, or are they just ranked 15 in KenPom? You know what I mean?
Indiana State's an easy, like everyone's picking them to the Sweet 16. If they get in, everyone like they're just a fun team, you know.
They are. I love Indiana State. They went 0-2.
Everyone's picking them in their bracket to the Sweet 16. If
they went 0-2, you know what I mean?
They did. Yeah, first time ranked since Larry Bird, and that's what happens. Very unfortunate.